year was 2000. Space World was underway, a video game trade show that was the last of its kind, featuring the upcoming Gamecube, a sure powerhouse for its time. The Gamecube had been under development since 1998, after entering a partnership with a group made of 24 former Silicon Graphics engineers under the codename Dolphin. The Gamecube was behind, as Sega, Sony, and Microsoft had produced their respective consoles prior to this convention. Here, some of the most iconic footage of Space World was produced. However, by far the most iconic footage was Super Mario 128, a way to showcase the intense processing power of the Gamecube. Now, this was all only a teaser, as when the next and final Space World went through, there was an unfortunate lack of content compared to the previous Space World, only featuring new demos of previously launched games and the oldest footage we have of Super Mario Sunshine.
It's me, Mario!
Its release was predicted for the summer of next year, which was bold considering the game's current unfinished state. Super Mario Sunshine was extremely different to what we have today, as the entire area, presumably Delfino Plaza, was different from what we have today. Ranging from rainbow-colored goop to strange, enormous walking Kirokiri and humans? It was evident the game was not finished, not even near completion, and yet the development team was given less than a year to finish it. Okay, let's back up a bit. The team was tasked with a follow-up to Super Mario 64, a game that if you've ever played, you know is difficult to surpass. The team decided that a unique element for Mario would be their best shot. In Super Mario Sunshine, your main sidekick is Flood, a water pump on Mario's back that can be used to spray water and hover in the air. Yoshiaki Koizumi had come up with this idea by pretending to use the GameCube controller like a water pump, which was decided on without much hesitation despite its strange premise. 10 different nozzle types were considered, but due to the time limit, they were cut, thus reducing the total nozzle count down to 4. Koizumi wanted a setting that was detailed and gave the player more immersion. Eventually, Koizumi crafted a setting made out of clay to verbally express his thoughts, which would later be made into the Isle Delfino we know today. Koizumi mentioned in an interview that the game originally was about disaster recovery, where shine sprites did not exist. Only one build was presented in the time span between Space World 2001 and E3 2002, with no footage available. The only content we have of this build is drawings from an author of a magazine, and screenshots from a private trailer. FUD was noticeably skinnier, however the main game we have today had clearly begun to take shape within. Bianco Hills had entirely different geometry and housing, with more square housing and the seeming lack of a lake. The goop texture was similar to the one used in Rico Harbor, yet not quite the same, looking lower quality and more inky. Speaking of which, the Gooper Blooper was blue in Rico Harbor, and the helicopter pad that you would fight eventually on Stage 5 that it would stand on today was instead a set of rafters like you would find in Shine 3. PB Piranha was seemingly finished, with his model being quite identical to what it is today. E3, or Electronic Entertainment Expo, was an annual trade show that was held in Los Angeles till as late as 2019 and as early as '95. Footage of Super Mario Sunshine was shown during E3, and it resembles the final game much more closely in comparison. However, there are still numerous differences between the final product and the version shown. This is all the first look at Gelato Beach that we get. Music was completely absent for the entirety of the following trailer, and the sound effects are identical to what music are shown in the final game. So, as a compromise, I will dub this with the classic trailer music that we all know and love. Japanese trailer and the demo disc was much more completed, showing a lot more content in much less time, accompanied by a comforting song and excited narrator. Subtitles were done by SJK04 on Twitter.
ついにスーパーマリオがゲームキューブに登場だ。
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
冒険の舞台は南国の島ドルピック島。輝く太陽に青い海。今度のマリオは夏真っ盛り。背中に背負った新アイテムは水を吹き出すポンプ。水の操り方が今度の冒険の鍵になる。何者かに汚された島をきれいにするためバカンス返上で大冒険だ。スーパーマリオシリーズ最新作スーパーマリオサンシャイン。
E3 by far had the most coverage out of all of the events, with many screenshots and videos available of the development. If you'd like to see more of this yourself, you can go to the Cutting Room Floor website. I will link in the description below. Most differences are noticeable with a glance, such as Yoshi's color and the overall lack of polish in areas. Documentation regarding the time in between E3 and the release date was sparse, as the team was panicking to reach the deadline, overseeing critical bugs that caused major skips in the final game. The plaza that is seen in the flooded plaza upon Corona Mountain being unlocked is likely the version of the plaza from this time, as the manhole is still viewable within the prison. This is also the first version of Pianta Village we see, with it looking identical to the final version. The only trailer released during this time was the French release, as seen here. Quick editor's note, I am so fucking sorry in advance, this is so bad.
Dès le 4 octobre, Mario est de retour. Et ça se fête. Super Mario Sunshine, exclusif sur Nintendo Gamecube.
And then, the release came and went, with poor player reviews due to its unfinished nature. However, with a Metacritic score of 92 out of 100 and outstanding reviews from other publications, the game was praised due to its graphic quality and unique premise. But there were artifacts visible to everyone, such as the unusual difficulty of many outlying levels. Despite this, the game was a huge hit in Japan, and still popular in North American releases, boosting the sales of the console itself. Unfortunately, at E3 2003, Satoru Iwata confirmed that the sales of Super Mario Sunshine failed to live up to company expectations. So what? Was the game just a flop? No! The game is currently one of the most frequently run games on speedrun.com, with record-shattering discoveries being found in between these runs. While it was sandwiched between two insane hits for Nintendo, Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy, the game had amassed a cult following behind it. It is unlikely Nintendo will ever revisit this type of game, so it's also likely the last of its kind, which we are forever thankful for. Thank you for getting all the way to the end of this video. This is kind of a unique type of video for me to make. I've been trying my hardest to make and pump out documentaries like this in the latest uploads. By far, my In the Groove videos were doing much better than all the other ones. So if you guys actually do like this type of content, please show it to me so I can actually get the motivation I need to continue and work my ass off for the next couple upcoming videos. Would love to revisit this topic and maybe go into more detail about unused content within. That would be a very interesting topic that I know a bit about, so I will actually have more of an idea what I'm talking about here. Thank you for actually listening to this spiel at the end of the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!